There you go. All right. Oops, need to pin the video. Welcome everybody. Luis Morales here, health fitness specialist with Exos at Autodesk, and this is the afternoon stretch break on a Monday, January 11th. Now, I got a good few stretches and some movements planned for us today, but if there's anything that you guys feel needs a little bit of extra love, go ahead and drop it in the chat box. I'm sure we can work it in. I'm sure we could all use some good movement. So go ahead, hit up the chat box for a moment. Jazzy says chest, got some chest planned. Neck, shoulders, traps. Wow, I literally have all of that planned in pretty much here. So I'm glad I need that as well. I'm sure we all need that. Anyone who sits at a desk for at least an hour a day needs this big time. So let's go ahead and get right into it. What we're gonna start with, we're gonna get down onto the ground, hands and knees in particular here, guys, and go ahead and start with a little bit of cat-cow, cat-camel, whatever. Just a little bit of a spine stretch. So once we get down on the ground, we got our hands planted under the shoulders, knees are planted under the hips. And what we can do, point that tailbone down, let the head dip down towards the ground, round the back up, trying to create a big hill with your back as much as you comfortably can, and then slowly start to go the other way. So point the tailbone up, try and bring the head up to look straight ahead or up towards the ceiling if you can, and we're trying to create a big valley with our back here. As far as you comfortably can go, and then we're just going to slowly go back to that first position. So you can start to move at your own pace here. We're just trying to stretch out the spine, get as much kind of bending forward and bending back as we can tolerate. This one's really good because usually if you're working at a desk, find yourself pretty static most of the day, usually in one or two positions. So it really helps to kind of break out of that with this movement. Make sure all the range that was in your spine yesterday is still there today. I want to keep that range as much as we can. All right, guys, one more each direction. So one more valley, one more big hill. Don't forget to breathe here. Beautiful. All right, let's return back to the middle. And then let's come up into a nice kneeling position. So for this next one here, guys, feel free to grab a pillow or a pad or anything. That's going to help make your contact with the ground via this kneeling position a little bit more comfortable. And once we are in this half kneeling, or kind of tall kneeling, I should say, what we're going to do is take those hands, place them behind our back here, let gravity pull them down towards the ground, pull those shoulder blades back and together, and then even a little bit further down, we're going to open up the chest here, turn our gaze up towards the ceiling, start to take a few deep breaths, breathe into that upper chest and feel that tension relax away. Make sure those arms are nice and straight, being pulled down to the ground. Good work here, guys. Couple more. Since we're always working at the desk here, really helps to open up the chest, get out of that kind of slumped over position we all fall into eventually. Last exhale here, guys. Release those hands. Let them relax. Good work, good work. Okay, next one, we're gonna open up the lower body just a little bit more, get the lower body moving. So let's come on down to the ground, specifically in a shin box position. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna make this position a little bit more compact. So I'm starting with my left leg in front. And as you can see, the leg that's usually way out here to the side, I brought my right knee kind of near my left foot in front here. So a little more bend through the hip. Knees are not exactly at 90 degrees, and in a moment, you guys are gonna see why. So what we're gonna do from here is open up our hips and kind of really activate the glutes. And what we're gonna do, come all the way up into kind of this kneeling, pseudo kneeling position here. So we wanna make sure our core is nice and tight. As we take our hips back to the ground, slowly try and sit yourself down. And then from here, we're going to do really tight core. Use those glutes, big squeeze, come all the way up top. So let's do 2 more of these. And again, focus on sitting yourself back down, nice and slow, nice and comfortable. Take a deep breath. Come up, big squeeze at the top, push those hips forward. You might be feeling some stretching in the front of the hips, and that's totally okay. I am as well. All right, last rep here, guys. Big squeeze up there at the top. Nice, nicely done, nicely done. Okay, slowly lower yourself back down, nice clean sit. And then let's switch those legs around. So whatever leg you had in front, go ahead and switch that to the side leg. Find your optimal position here. Might notice one side's tighter than the other, and that's okay. You're also going to notice that one of these movements might feel a little bit different than the other, and that's totally okay too. So once we're in this ready position, nice tight core, rock forward a little bit, big squeeze, push those hips forward. Good work here, guys, good work. Slowly lower yourself back down, let yourself sit down, get situated. Big squeeze, pushing those hips forward. Good work, you guys, good work. We're gonna do 2 more here. Get situated, big push with those hips, big squeeze in the glutes. Nicely back down. 1 more time here. Big squeeze with those glutes. And back on down. Nice, nice. All right, guys, good job. So next what we can do, let's come up in a nice standing position. Last couple of stretches and movements we got today are or can be done in standing. So once you come up to your standing position, you may need to find a little bit of support or something that you may be able to put your hand down on, because what we're going to do is get into a single leg stance to specifically stretch out our quads. So let's choose one foot. I'm going to start with my left. Scoop that left foot up into your grip and pull that heel in towards your glute as much as you comfortably can. And we want to make sure our knees are pretty much side by side down here. Bent knee is also pointed right at the ground. And we're up nice and tall. And once we find kind of a medium stretch, we're just going to breathe. Feel free to use that offhand to balance yourself out near a wall or near a piece of furniture. Make sure that foot that's on the ground is trying to grip the ground. Keep that arch up. Good work, guys. Good work. We're stretching it out. These muscles definitely need to be stretched if we're sitting a lot. All right, guys. Good job. Let's slowly release that first foot. Nice and controlled. Bring it to the ground. Time for the other foot. Go ahead and scoop that foot up. Find your balance. Pull it in close to the heel as best you can. Point that bent knee towards the ground. We're going to find our spot with the medium stretch. And then we're just breathing into our bellies. Good job, you guys. Use those feet to grip the ground. A little bit of a balance game here as well. And on that last exhale, let's slowly release the foot back to the ground. We got time for one more thing. And as promised, we're going to address the neck. My neck's been feeling pretty tight lately as well. So let's go ahead and get right into some neck circles. Planting the feet, comfortable width, a little more narrow, I guess, than shoulder width apart. Let's tighten up those abs, make sure the rest of our spine doesn't go anywhere. We're going to start with our chin on our chest here. Whatever direction you want to go in, you can start, but we're trying to draw the biggest circle that we can using an imaginary laser pointer attached to the nose here. And breathing while we do it. Let's go for about 3 rotations in each direction. You can move at your own speed here. And then change directions when you've completed that first 3. As I've said before, pops and cracks usually okay. as long as there's no immediate intense pain. And if your range is inhibited by something, maybe a slightly uncomfortable spot, try and avoid that. Try and go through the same range, but do your best to avoid that little spot that gives you any pain or discomfort. Wherever you're at, guys, let's make this the last rotation. We'll end once again with our chin on our chest, and then we can bring that head up. Nicely done, you guys, nicely done. All right, out of time. Thank you guys so much for joining me. If you're looking for more information about what we got going on this week, definitely check SharePoint for our class schedule, the coach consult links. We have our link to our YouTube channel there, really cool stuff on the YouTube channel, program information, requesting group movement like stretch breaks and group exercise classes. And then you can also find us on Slack at #Exos. I know you guys already know this. Thank you guys so much for joining me. We'll see you guys next time.
Thanks, Louise.
Thanks, Louise.
Good to see you guys. Take care.